Now today I find my hair acceptable, straight off bed. So I'm guessing I put just enough leave-in conditioner overnight. Maybe other nights I put too much or too little, but this, I guess I would just wear a headband and I would say I'm ready to go. Right, Kat? What do you have to say about my appearance? You wish to examine more closely? Huh? Yeah, the cat likes it. In an effort to kill multiple birds with one stone and multitask, I'm going to share a story slash topic that I had no plans anywhere of doing, but because now I have like enough memories and incidents, I feel like I can turn this into a whole video. And this is about people at the laundry, but especially the women. As I hang my non-dryables, I will go ahead and share that. So about a year ago, I was at the laundry minding my business like I always do when I'm in public, completely avoiding any social interactions with people who I don't know because I don't have time for them. There was this lady who really tried to be all up in my business about how I was going about washing my clothes. And basically, she was suggesting to me machines. This is a relatively new laundry place, so I guess people are exploring it, discovering it, excited. They want to share their tips or tricks or pro advice. I'm just there, coming in there with a plan. I had been there a couple times already. But anyway, this girl, this lady, she kept trying to tell me which machines I should use. When I show up to the laundry, my clothes are already sorted. I walk in with 3 baskets. One of them is for colors, one of them is for darks, one of them is for whites. So all I gotta do is get there, pick a machine, and dump them. So naturally, because I don't want to mix all those 3 colors, I will need 3 separate machines. And since I'm by myself, then all I have to do is wash my stuff, and therefore it will not require a lot of machine, a lot of roominess. I can do all of this in 3 small machines. Well, I understand what she was saying. She was saying, if you want to, you can put all of your clothes in just this one machine, and it only costs you $5 as opposed to spending, I think it's like $3.50 per machine. So that means I'm spending around $11 just to wash my separate colors. And mind you, when I show up to the laundry, I have like 2 months worth of clothes that are piled up because I have a pretty even amount of clothes that I wear. My whites are my smallest load, but nowadays it's about half a basket, and my darks are always the bigger load. It's about 2 loads, and my colors tends to be about a load and a half to 2 loads. So I'm pretty consistent, and when they are all pretty much topped off, especially those 2, that's when I know it's time for me to go to the laundry. But anyway, this lady, I guess she's trying to give me her pro tip on how to save money. And I'm like, okay, good for you, but I cannot use just one machine because I wash everything at different temperatures. I use different cycles as well. But anyway, in the end, I just said, all right, thank you. And she was like, I'm really trying to save you a lot of money. I mean, unless you're a millionaire and you can afford overspending. She was calling it spending almost $1 million using multiple machines. And I'm like, got it, thank you. I'm making it abundantly clear that I have no desire of engaging in this conversation any further, because I did not ask for this conversation. I did not look in my face like I needed help. This was your idea. You were trying to talk to me. And then since I was keeping my answers that short, I guess she got offended and she was like, all right, I didn't mean to bother you. I was just trying to save you some money. And then in the end, after that, I just stayed quiet. Anyway, that's my first example of someone being incredibly opinionated or just trying to like intervene with my style of doing laundry. On another occasion, this was about 4 months ago, I had this one guy who I knew he was gonna say something, because as I was working with my clothes, he kept looking in my direction and looking at me and looking at me. And I always wear headphones when I'm there, but I don't expect you to be able to see it because I have my hair loose almost all the time and my headphones are black, so you wouldn't be able to see it, and they're cordless. He kept looking at me and looking at me and looking at me and looking in my direction and looking in my direction until he finally could not bear the itch of his desire to say something anymore. And then he was talking to me, but I didn't immediately realize that he was talking to me because, again, I have headphones, noise cancelers, so I will hear you faintly, but if you come closer, sure, I'll be able to hear you better. He was like pointing at the machines that he had just finished using when it comes to the dryer. I just like thumbs up him. There's plenty more empty dryers, but for some reason he was really trying to get my attention to point at the ones that he freed up, even though like around his machines there were like 4 more machines that were available of that same size. And I'm like, all right, good. But after that, when he was done drying his clothes and I was in the middle of sorting which clothes are going in the dryer and which clothes are not, he uses the table that's right next to me. He started like waving at me and I ignored him, and then he waved at me and got really close to me, and then like kind of like leaned his face in, and then I was like, yes. And then he was like, oh, I just wanted you to know that these machines are also available. And I'm like, I gotcha. Like, motherfucker, I see it. You see me. I'm already loading things into that machine. I see it. And I get it. Some people are just trying to be kind and polite. But just wait until I ask for help or I ask a question or something, because it's so obvious to me which machines are available and which ones aren't. It's not like none of them were available. If all I have available for my use is a large one and technically I need a small one, then I'll use the large one. To me, it's not a burden to pay that extra dollar. Or if I'm that desperate, maybe I will wait, I will examine the timers on the other machines, and hopefully the person will be either in the building or will show up within 5 minutes or so to empty out that machine and I can occupy it. But like, seriously, I'm not like y'all. Some of you are like incredibly stressed and desperate and you don't like to spend an extra second waiting for something. I'm not like that. I don't know why people think that I have trouble at the laundry. I'm not confused. I don't need help lifting things. I don't need help finding a machine. Seriously, opinionated people. And then today I had 2 things happen. The first one is I had this lady, as I was sorting my clothes to throw into the dryer once again, she comes over to me and she's like, are you drying or are you folding? And I'm like, I'm getting ready to dry. And she's like, well, some of my machines, I'm about to be done using 3 machines, these 3. And she points at them and I don't even look. And she's like, just in case you need them. And I'm like, okay, thanks. There were 2 mediums available. Those were the ones she was using. And then there were like 4 small ones available, which are the ones that I'm using. Again, unnecessary information. Everything that I have, I'm going to throw into a small machine. Then there was this guy who was using all of the small machines for some reason. Like, he had almost all of the small washers occupied, and I saw him unloading. And when he unloaded one of the small ones that I needed, because I needed 3 but only 2 were available, I waited for him to empty out 2 of them, and then I kind of like snaked between them and claimed one of the small ones. And then I saw him loading most of the small dryers, like one at a time. And I said, okay, I can expect that by the time I'm back to get these clothes, to throw them in the dryer, he's either going to be finishing up or he'll be pretty much clearing them and ready to leave. And that's exactly what happened. Before this lady started saying that stuff, I already had a plan. I get it you're trying to be there for me. But again, I did not look confused. I was not like scrambling looking for a dryer. And I don't know if she didn't notice, but I had already claimed a small one before she told me that she was about to free up 3 of them. Another thing that happened to me today is that what I'm wearing is pretty much what I was wearing, except that I had a coat over this. But I have been wearing these sunglasses because these sunglasses have my prescription, of course. I noticed this goddamn old lady who had been staring at me the entire time. She was staring at me the moment I was unloading the washers, the moment I was taking my baskets to claim a table, to begin sorting the things that are going in the dryer and not going in the dryer. And as I was loading stuff into the dryer, I saw her just looking at me, and the gaze that she had was, she was wearing glasses, but she was like looking at me. And I guess she couldn't tell that I was looking at her too because I was wearing sunglasses, but I had every intention, I had every impulse in me, every urge in me to just, in the middle of me having loaded something onto the dryer, just turn to look at her and just freeze my gaze and just stand there and see if she says something. I just want to know, do I have a bug on my face? Do I have a bat on my hair? Did you lose something? Do I have something that belongs to you? I'm not offended when people just stare at me. I would stare at me too. Sometimes when it's a very fixated gaze on me, I don't know what it is. Like, are you looking at me because you're afraid that your man is going to be looking at me? I don't know. I don't have any control over that. You don't have any control over that. Like, nothing is happening. No one is talking to me. No one is bothering me. Why are you just fixating your gaze upon me? That happens to me so fucking often. It's weird, it's painful, it's crazy. I never fixate my gaze on anybody in public. So I just want to understand that mind of the person who is fucking nosy like that. What is it that you get out of intruding on what other people are doing? Are they mesmerizing you with their presence, their grace, whatever it is? But I just find that fucking weird that people just stare at you. Me personally, because I'm not an entertainer and I never have time for like social activity, I'm like an in and out person, then it's not like I'm going to engage with these people. But seriously, are you one of those people who stares at people in public? Are you a gazer? If you are, tell me, what is it that makes you do that? Are you hoping to lock eyes with someone so that you can get a social interaction because that's important to you or it matters to you? Like, let's officially have that discussion too, because I know a handful of people who I see daily who have those tendencies, and I'm like, why are you so fucking nosy? Like, why is that important to you? I don't have enough synapse connections left in my brain to be able to like create that new bridge in my neural system to be like, okay, I'm going to create this useless memory of me staring at people and like collecting that kind of data, that kind of info. I just go there for my business. I focus on my business. I see what I need. I see my machines. I see my clothes. I make sure I leave nothing behind. I don't bring anything with me so that I don't have a lot of things to be fumbling over. And I'm just, again, in and out. Some people be like, I saw you at the laundry. Did you see me? And I'm like, no, have a good one. You know? But you guys know that I have antisocial tendencies. It shouldn't be surprising. But as someone who's antisocial like that, if you are a social person, please like describe to me the life of a extrovert social person, because I am never going to be that way. So because I'm never going to be that way, I don't understand it. I don't understand the appeal. But just because I don't understand nor enjoy something, it doesn't mean that I'm not interested or curious about understanding the psychology behind it. I can explain to you the psychology behind me not being social, which is I don't have time for that, and I'm not interested in other people's business like that when it doesn't contribute anything to my life. So you, as a person who's out there, is it something that helps you kill time? Is it something that helps you escape? Maybe better than being on your phone? Whatever it is, if you're willing to share, describe it for me so that I can experience it through you, because I know that's something that I'm not going to experience. I'm still going to be curious about the things that I don't understand. with that said, that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm pretty sure that I'm forgetting some more instances of the laundry, and potentially I'm going to collect more instances in the laundry. I just wanted to put that out there and see what you guys have to say, because in my experience, I get opinionated people pretty much every other trip I go to the laundry. Like last time, nobody bothered me. The time prior to that, that was when that guy was like gesturing at the machines. And then the time preceding that time, I was with my mom. And then the time that preceded the time that I was with my mom, that's when I had that lady, or maybe two more times, because it was about a year ago. That's when I had that lady talking about, if you're a millionaire and want to spend all that money. You guys ever experience stuff like that? If you have to go out of your house to the laundry, I'm never going to pay for the connection for a washer or dryer in my apartment, because I think it's a waste, and we don't have a washer and dryer anymore. And even if I had it, I cannot justify having that connection and paying an extra fee for that monthly when I pretty much wash clothes every other month. In addition, there's no telling how much fucking water and electricity that consumes. So for me, I would rather drive somewhere and spend pretty much my flat fee and be over with it. To me, a trip to the laundry only costs me about $14. I don't need people to fold my stuff. For me, it's a good bargain, as opposed to paying an additional $50 in my rent or so monthly. Like, nah, you can't scam me. But yeah, in conclusion, every single laundry visit that I've had, at least for the past 6-7 years, I have observed that it's usually old ladies, old women, by themselves, usually, just fucking staring at me. Do I have an I don't give a damn approach to laundry? Yeah, because everything that I have is replaceable, and it's not fancy, and it's very simple, and I just do not have time to overthink laundry. Seriously, I'm pretty sure that they might be a little judgmental about how quick I get it done, because sometimes I get there and I leave before they do, and they have been there. I don't fold at the laundry. I do everything at home. And yes, I do dump everything into the dryer straight from my basket. Maybe work out and you'll have the strength to do that too. I don't know.